Pokemon Sun and Moon were grand departures from the rest of the series and left fans with a fresh taste in their mouths last year. But less than a year later, does the second version of the previously named titles hold up and add enough content to get fans to come back? Here's the review of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon take place in the Aloha Region once again, and it takes a story from its predecessor and reimagines it. It is to give a brand new take on the story. You can explore new locations on Aloha's 4 islands, and even previously played story points have changed quite a bit. For example, the main baddie this time is not Luesme and the Ether Foundation, but instead it's the psychic-based legendary type Necrozma that absorbs each game's mascots, Solgaleo and Lunala respectively. That's not the only thing that's newly added to Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. You can now ride Mantine in a small surfing minigame while you travel from island to island, which is pretty fun. Not only that, they have completely gotten rid of the tedious Zygarde cells that were scattered across the Alola region, and have replaced it with totem stickers, which are much easier to spot. They even added another island trial, which makes sense since only having 7 in the previous game left many fans wondering why not 8, just like there have been 8 gyms in previous titles. The music of the sounds in these games are top notch. We have all come to expect from the Pokemon games, and the Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon are no exception to this perception. The performance of the game is actually improved from the previous version, which is surprising since Sun and Moon pushed 3DS to its limits. However, this only complies with the new 3DS. If you have an older model of the 3DS family, I am afraid I wouldn't even try to pick up this version, because it slows down quite a bit. While playable, it's definitely not enjoyable. Probably the biggest change with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon comes in the form of catching all the legendary Pokemons and Team Rainbow Rocket. To get to the legendary Pokemon, you must first go through Ultra Wormholes. The farther you go, to the more rare legendary can become. This wouldn't be bad, except the fact that the controls while riding Solgaleo or Lunala are just awful, and made me frustrated at first. After a while, I got to hang of it, but it definitely had a steep learning curve, and that may put off some non-hardcore fans. It was nice to see Giovanni and Team Rocket return to this version, even if it's the low-end form of the team, and they have a very small part. I felt it was more of a celebration of the series as a whole, bringing in all big-time villains with multiple entries in the series, and it would have been nice if they were implemented in a better way. Thus, here comes some of my other gripes with the game. While I love the characters in Pokemon Sun and Moon, especially Lily and Gideon and Team Skull, they really didn't do anything with these complex characters in this version or this generation. Not only have the characters not developed, the Pokemon have not changed. No new Pokemon have been added, and I feel this was a real misstep. I would have loved to see more Alolan forms of Generation 1 Pokemon. Gengar, Rapidash, Alakazam, Lapras, and even Jinx would have been neat to see. Despite these gripes that I have, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are great entries in the Pokemon franchise, and continue on changing the once predictable series. These games have truly a love letter to die-hard Pokemon fans and the series as a whole. Since this will be most likely the last Pokemon game on the 3DS, it was a great last entry to the system, and we can finally look forward to the Nintendo Switch generation of Pokemon. For more reviews and everything gaming, stay right here to Game Mania.